I've just put a few short quotes to show you. These were very common responses that we got from the parents. Escaping from the tension of work, stepping down from the treadmill. A lot of people feel that their life is a treadmill, their work life is a treadmill. And here's a cartoon. Doesn't always work. So here's this guy out in his canoe in the middle of some beautiful Canadian lake, you know, all very relaxing, and he suddenly says, oh my God, I never answered that email from Milwaukee. And that can happen, but most of the time, I mean, parents did talk about that kind of thing happening, suddenly remembering the stresses of work and thinking about the emails building up. But most of the time, being right away from home, right away from the house where people work on their email and their computers, and right away from work did provide an escape that they didn't get in any other way. Okay. And here's the one about the household demands and the cooking. And that goes back to our talk this morning about health, right? Many of the mothers particularly talked about getting away from cooking and doing dishes. What they wanted to do more than anything is get away from constant cooking and dishes. And it was very, very common for these parents and family, regardless of their income, to be eating out or to eat really easy food. Even camping, which is the most work. But they'd eat hot dogs, things that, you know, go to McDonald's, things that are not necessarily good for their health, but relieve their stress. And do you know about Tim Hortons? Tim Hortons is the coffee shop in Canada. Actually, it's owned by an American company, and they're expanding into New York. And so this was a 12-year-old girl. I remember her quite distinctly. We went to Tim Hortons for breakfast, and we never had crap breakfast, she says, but this time we did. And lots of comments about eating out and how much fun that was from the parents' perspective and the children's. But here's some more from the children's to do with the children. One of the mothers said the children need downtime too. There was a sense that kids' lives were very highly scheduled, and it was such an effort to get them somehow to their classes often. You know, you have to get a child to a certain point at a certain time, and the child's resisting, they don't want to go that day. All that effort eased out, and they felt it was better for the kids to have that downtime from their highly scheduled lives. And this is a child quote, of course, and it was very interesting talking to the kids. I haven't got a lot of kids' quotes, but this one just, what did you do on vacation? Oh, we just ran around and had fun. Very different from the rest of their lives. Thanks. Spending time together. We talked about this already. Okay, thank you. And I put some quotes up here. This is a very, very, very common response from the parents. We're able to spend time together, getting back in touch, talking to everybody, interacting in a different environment. An environment designed to be fun leads to a different level of interaction among the kids and the parents. We get to eat breakfast together every day. Spending time with Dad. Actually, no child said spending time with Mum. It was spending time with Dad, typically because the fathers were working very long hours. And there was a quote I thought of putting up, but it was quite a long one, from a boy who said, my dad works all the time, and when he's home, he watches television. And we're at a cottage, and I was so hoping there wouldn't be a television there, because now, you know, he'll talk to me and play with me, and that was really sort of sad. But that time, the children, it wasn't just the parents wanting the time with the children wanted the time with their parents. And this quote down at the bottom down here was a family where there was quite a lot of conflict between the kids, two boys fighting a lot. I don't know if you ever had that experience, but it does happen in families. And this is from the father who was saying, well, we spent time together for 12 whole days, we didn't kill each other, and it was like, well, it was at least better than at home. You know, we had some good times, we got along, we managed to get along for that period of time. And this is just a picture of a happy family time, spending time together. But I thought this picture also captured the fact that this is some work for the parents. It's not just no work. It might be easier, it might be more relaxed, but you can see on that picture, and we heard this a lot from parents too, that parents are also working when they're on vacation in the sense of making sure everything goes okay, watching their children, finding activities for their children. They wanted to do this. This was a good thing, and they talk about work, but good work. You know, it is work, but it's good work, and it's more relaxed. It's in a more relaxed environment. Okay. And then here's the third thing about creating memories, and somebody was talking about memories this morning. And this is something we hadn't really anticipated, but it came up so frequently from the parents, not the children, but from the parents, saying it creates memories for the children, good memories, and this is really important. We're doing it less for immediate gratification and more for the memories for the children. Memories that you can fall back on. Memories which draw on what life is all about. Being on vacation is what life is all about. Spending time with family, being together. You can put up with the crap time. Actually, that's the same guy who talked about his kids fighting. You can put up with this crap time, which is the kids fighting, because years later they'll say, oh yeah, we remember that. Wasn't that great? We did do some great things. Even though the drive might have been difficult and there was some fighting going on, there'll still be good memories. And the one I liked, one of my favorite ones, that's fine, I'll get to that in just a minute. Sorry. That's all right, I pointed at you, was a woman who talked about investing in her kids' memories, and there was quite a long quote there about, I could have bought new furniture for the living room, but they won't remember that, but we spent this money on this holiday and they will remember that. I'm investing in my kids' memories. Now, and then when you look at this one, I don't know if you can all see that. This again is Zitz, one of my favorite cartoonists. So the dad says he hopes that Jeremy will have fond memories of this place just as he did. It's the cabin the family used to go to years ago. And Jeremy's looking and he finds this, I hate this dump by his dad who wrote it years ago. And interestingly, we did get some parents talk like that, that there can be bad times that happen on holidays, but they will remember the good times. And that's what we want. And part of this remembering the good times on holiday was creating a sense of family, was creating the sense of who we are as a family, what different people like to do, how you get along together, and how a family should interact, you know, learning about how to be a parent too. Now, it was a bit more challenging with the older children, the teenagers. We had one instance in particular where the teenager didn't really want to go along, you know, want to spend time with his family, but then quite enjoyed it, you know. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, I had quite a good time. But certainly in that 10 to 12 age group, it was a very, very important part of family life. And some of the parents talked about doing it now before it's too late. So, thank you. So we can go on. So I'm not arguing that family vacations are a panacea or everything is wonderful all the time on family vacations. And those cartoonists who lampoon family vacations, there is some truth to that. But I would argue that although that potential for conflict is there, there's a huge potential for togetherness and learning to get along together, even if you started out with some tensions, to learn, because it's an environment that facilitates that getting along together. That it is work for parents and especially for mothers, but it's a different kind of work and one that they value very highly and in a more relaxed environment. So, this is my conclusion, that even though they're not a panacea, they are an increasingly important aspect of healthy family life. And that's it.